Elizabeth Olsen. She's out there talking, and she's out there causing a big kerfuffle on the internet, particularly for people like us, big old nerds. So, Elizabeth Olsen will not return as Scarlet Witch in Doomsday and Secret Wars. It's really important for me to make choices outside of Marvel that reflect my own taste. What? Come again? One more time? What the hell? Now, look, obviously, this is crazy. And the reason this is great, it's very similar to the situation that happened with Benedict Cumberbatch, okay? Because if you'll recall, a couple of weeks ago, Benedict Cumberbatch made some comments about how he's not in Avengers Doomsday. And I'm gonna be real, I kind of lost my mind. It wasn't my greatest moment on stream. And part of the reason why I was so shocked is because I could not conceive of a version of Avengers 5 without Doctor Strange. And that's due to a lot of rumors and a lot of things that are out there. I just couldn't believe it. So it was shocking to me, right? This, I think, is equally shocking for a lot of people. This is the actress herself, not just saying she's not in it, but kind of aggressively pushing back against the notion of her being in those movies. And just like with the Benedict Cumberbatch thing, the reason this is crazy is because we're pretty convinced that she's going to be in it. So the question is, and I'll open up this question for the chat. I can already see some of you guys debating this in the chat. Do you believe her? Do you believe Elizabeth Olsen? Is it possible that she's not in these two movies? Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that be crazy? And you can see some people believe her, a lot of people don't. Here's the deal. I highly doubt she's being honest here, okay? And there's so many reasons why. Now, first off, let me just say, is it possible she's not in the films? Sure. Only because there has been a lot going on with these movies, and I think actively right now they're trying to crack the code of this story, and they're trying to figure it out. However, we believe that Elizabeth Olsen is a really important part of these stories. So it's not just that there are reports that maybe she'll be in it, right? So there's some reports about She-Hulk right now that she might have, I forget how they phrase it, like a somewhat sizable role or whatever in Doomsday. That's like a one-off thing. That's not the same thing as multiple insiders saying for months that Elizabeth Olsen is a major part of the story of these two movies, okay? So it's just a different kind of thing. She's supposed to be a huge part of these stories. Is it technically possible that they have abandoned that and they found that maybe they could get to those beats other ways? Sure. Do I believe that? No, I do not believe that. I continue to believe that a lot of the sense-making apparatus from the leakers and insiders that we currently have is still correct. And a lot of those people, including Alex Perez, came forward to say that she's lying and that this is not true and that she will be in the movie. Okay. Now, I do think it's worth mentioning here that just like Andrew Garfield, just like a lot of these other people, because it's interesting, Tatiana Maslany actually had a very strong rebuttal or a pushback against the rumors of her being She-Hulk. She was on one of the late night shows, and I remember she said, I'm not doing anything with Marvel, and these kind of stories are actually really damaging. These leaks and rumors, when they come out and they're not real, it's actually really damaging. So I implore people to not believe it. I'm not in it. And actually, her rebuttal was so strong that at the time, even myself, I was like, oh, damn, maybe she's not She-Hulk, you know? But she was, and she was signed. So why does this happen? Why do they do this? Well, it's because of an NDA. So they have a non-disclosure agreement when they sign these big contracts. The one thing they can't say is the truth. They can say all sorts of other things, all kinds of stuff. The one thing they can't say is the truth. They are bound. They cannot say it. Now, look, it's not as though the moment they say something, like the police show up, but they could. And it's kind of up to Feige as far as how does he handle this with the different stars. This is a big part of the PR machine over there. So very likely you'll get a call from PR or the head of PR or HR, and they'll ask you to like walk something back or make a clarifying statement or delete a post or whatever. We've seen this happen a lot with Marvel. But for a lot of these seasoned vets that have been in this system for a long time, they're very comfortable just straight up lying. You know what I mean? And even Tatiana was very comfortable just straight up lying because of that situation. So it's pretty wild. So let's go through what she actually said. She says, number one, she's not in the Avengers movies. Number two, she said she's filming something else, giving us an explanation for why she's in London. And then she says she wants to do more indie stuff. Okay, so that's like the story. That's kind of like why it would all happen. But here's what I want to show you here, guys. So this is her just a few months ago. And this is when she's asked about whether or not the Scarlet Witch is dead. Maybe before she signed her NDA.
Is Wanda really dead? What is the future of Wanda?
She could never go away, I don't think, especially with the multiverse. I think she's aware of what she's done. But no, I don't think she's gone. I think there's more to be had with her.
Is Wanda really dead? What is the future of Wanda?
She could never go away, I don't think, especially with the multiverse. I think she's aware of what she's done. But no, I don't think she's gone. I think there's more to be had with her.
Do you guys remember after Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland making comments about if he was 30 years old still playing Spider-Man, he feels like his career has failed or something like that? I bring that up because Elizabeth Olsen was also, I don't want to say she was being negative towards Marvel, but she was being very hush-hush and sort of standoffish in a lot of her interviews over the past couple of years of surrounding her character. This interview here marked a change in that. This was maybe for one of the first times in years that she had begun to like open up and be positive about the character and mention the fact that the character has more to do. So you'll see with these actors, sometimes they use very guarded language because maybe there's a negotiation going on or something to that effect. It could be the case that this is just for secrecy and we're trying to kind of keep people off the track or the trail or whatever. But look, I mean, it's totally, I guess here's the final thoughts on this, right? It's totally possible she's not in the movies. That would be massive. That would be a big change, big shakeup. From everything we understand, Wanda has a huge role here. And not just Wanda, but her family and her children and the story they're setting up there. That feels very important to Wanda too. And it feels like a thread that's going to connect some of the other stories we're about to talk about with Champions and some of those stories to potentially the beats of the Avengers films, right? Recently, we've seen some interviews where the Russos have talked about how Marvel was kind of unfocused and they needed to bring back focused storytelling to the MCU. And they have these baseball cards that talk about the contracts and the appearances for all the characters, etc., etc. And when I heard that, like what I got out of that was, oh, they're actually looking to look at Phase 4 and 5 and the big goobly glob mess and picking up select characters and perhaps groups of characters and figuring out a way to bring all of these stories back together. And I feel strongly that the Champions, Wonder Man, like if that has anything to do with it, that thread which goes through WandaVision into Agatha and, you know, Multiverse of Madness and all that, I really feel like that's an important piece of this focused storytelling that the Russos have talked about. So I think, given all the evidence here, guys, between all the leaks and rumors we've had over the past couple of months, between the fact that just a couple of months ago, Elizabeth Olsen was speaking like this, just due to the fact that I just strongly feel like it would be a super big change for them to cut all of that out. Yeah, I believe that she's lying right now. And that yesterday, when she made these comments, she knew she was lying and is probably kicking back and kind of watching how this is all playing out. So for me, I think she was lying. I think she is in these movies. She's going to play a massive role. And in fact, there is a romantic thing between her and Doctor Doom, which I know is crazy. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait, what? But yeah, that's real, man. Romantic thing. Her and Doctor Doom. Yeah. So Thus concludes the first story. Of course, I'm still really interested
What is
to know what you all think about that, because I'm sure some of you actually think she won't be in it and that she did get cut. So that is kind of fascinating. Make sure you let me know what you think about that. Thanks for watching. And if you like this clip, smash a like on the actual video and subscribe to this channel. That way more of these clips get into your feed. I've also linked the full episode below if you want to check out the entire thing, including the Q&A we do with fans. You can also watch this show live. We do it live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And you can also find all of my content, including the videos I put on my main YouTube channel, on the podcast feed.